Hi, it's Sue. Thanks for joining me for today's Bible reading. This is the reading for August 11th, and I'll be reading Isaiah 64 to 66. It is the last chapter, or last 3 chapters in this book, last day's reading for the book of Isaiah. And you will be able to find a playlist on my channel with the entire book, all the readings from this book together there in one spot, if you want to go back and re-listen to the whole thing all together. Also, be sure to check the playlist for other helpful links. Let's get started here. And forgot to give the headings. I'm going to give the headings for this one last reading. This is, let me find it real quick. These are the headings that are coming out of my New Living Translation version. Chapter 64 is still under the heading from 63 called Praise for Deliverance. Oh, and then actually it's under Prayer for Mercy and Pardon. Prayer for Mercy and Pardon. Then we move on with chapter 65 to Judgment and Final Salvation. And then it continues into 66. There's no heading further after those two. Let me switch over to my modern English and see what they have if they're different. Because why not, right? I've got it right here in front of me. Okay, so for chapter 64, it's basically the same. It's continuation of a heading that says a prayer of penitence. And then chapter 65 says judgment and salvation. And there are a few more added in here. It goes on to the new creation. And then chapter 66 has true worship, the vindication of Zion, and God's reign and final judgment. Verse 1. Oh, that you would tear the heavens, that you would come down, that the mountains might quake at your presence. As when fire kindles the brushwood, and fire causes water to boil, make your name known to your adversaries, that the nations may tremble at your presence. When you did awesome things, which we didn't look for, you came down, and the mountains quaked at your presence. For from of old men have not heard, nor perceived by the ear, nor has the eye seen a God besides you, who works for him, who waits for him. You meet him who rejoices and does righteousness, those who remember you in your ways. Behold, you were angry, and we sinned. We have been in sin for a long time. Shall we be saved? For we have all become like one who is unclean, and all our righteousness is like a polluted garment. We all fade like a leaf, and our iniquities, like the wind, take us away. There is no one who calls on your name, who stirs himself up to take hold of you, for you have hidden your face from us and have consumed us by means of our iniquities. But now, Yahweh, you are our Father. We are the clay, and you are our potter. We are all the work of your hand. Don't be furious, Yahweh. Don't remember iniquity forever. Look and see, we beg you. We are all your people. Your holy cities have become wilderness. Zion has become a wilderness. Jerusalem a desolation. Our holy and beautiful house where our fathers praised you is burned with fire. All our pleasant places are laid waste. Will you hold yourself back for these things, Yahweh? Will you keep silent and punish us very severely? Chapter 65, verse 1. I am inquired of by those who didn't ask. I am found by those who didn't seek me. I said, see me, to a nation who was not called by my name. I have spread out my hands all day to a rebellious people who walk in a way that is not good after their own thoughts, people who provoke me to my face continually, sacrificing in gardens and burning incense on bricks, who sit among the graves and spend nights in secret places, who eat pig's meat and broth of abominable things. And broth of abominable things is in their vessels. Who say, stay by yourself, don't come near me, for I am holier than you. These are smoke in my nose, a fire that burns all day. Behold, it is written before me, I will not keep silence, but will repay. Yes, I will repay into their bosom. your own iniquities and the iniquities of your fathers together, says Yahweh, who have burned incense on the mountains and blasphemed me in the hills. Therefore I will first measure their work into their bosom. Yahweh says, as a new wine is found in the cluster, and one says, don't destroy it, for a blessing is in it, so I will do for my servant's sake, that I may not destroy them all. I will bring offspring out of Jacob and out of Judah, an inheritor of my mountains. My chosen will inherit it, and my servant will dwell there. Sharon will be a fold of flocks, and the valley of Achor a place for herds to lie down in, for my people who have sought me. But you who forsake Yahweh, who forget my holy mountain, who prepare a table for fortune, that's a capital F, and who fill up mixed wine to destiny, that's a capital D. Verse 12, I will destine you to the sword, and you will all bow down to the slaughter, because I called, and you didn't answer. When I spoke, you didn't listen, but you did that which was evil in my eyes, and chose that in which I didn't delight. Therefore the Lord Yahweh says, behold, my servants will eat, but you will be hungry. My servants will drink, but you will be thirsty. Behold, my servants will rejoice, but you will be disappointed. Behold, my servants will sing for joy of heart, but you will cry for sorrow of heart, and will wail for anguish of spirit. You will leave your name for a curse to my chosen, and the Lord Yahweh will kill you. He will call his servants by another name, so that he who blesses himself in the earth will bless himself in the God of truth, and he who swears in the earth will swear by the God of truth, because the former troubles are forgotten, and because they are hidden from my eyes. For behold, I create a new heavens and a new earth, and that's actually renewed heavens and renewed earth, or renovated. And the former things will not be remembered nor come to mind. But be glad and rejoice forever in that which I create, for behold, I create Jerusalem to be a delight, and her people a joy. I will rejoice in Jerusalem and delight in my people, and the voice of weeping and the voice of crying will be heard in her no more. No more will there be an infant who only lives a few days, nor an old man who has not filled his days. For the child will die 100 years old, and the sinner, being 100 years old, will be accursed. They will build houses and inhabit them. They will plant vineyards and eat their fruit. They will not build and another inhabit. They will not plant and another eat. For the days of my people will be like the days of a tree, and my chosen will long enjoy the work of their hands. They will not labor in vain, nor give birth for calamity, for they are offspring of Yahweh's blessed, and their descendants with them. It will happen that before they call, I will answer, and while they are yet speaking, I will hear. The wolf and the lamb will feed together. The lion will eat straw like the ox. Dust will be the serpent's food. They will not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, says Yahweh. Chapter 66, last one. Yahweh says, heaven is my throne and the earth is my footstool. What kind of house will you build to me? Where will I rest? For my hand has made all these things, and so all these things came to me, says Yahweh. But I will look to this man, even to he who is poor and of a contrite spirit, and who trembles at my word. He who kills an ox is as he who kills a man. He who sacrifices a lamb as he who breaks a dog's neck. He who offers an offering as he who offers a pig's blood. He who burns frankincense as he who blesses an idol. Yes, they have chosen their own ways, and their soul delights in their abominations. I also will choose their delusions, and will bring their fear on them. Because when I called, no one answered. When I spoke, they didn't listen. But they did that which was evil in my eyes, and chose that in which I didn't delight. This reminds me, I heard a story the other day from a minister, Kevin Zadai, and I'll just repeat his story in a much shortened version. And he was actually telling a story that he saw. So probably something from the internet or some kind of, it was actually a video of a police interaction. And long story short, they pulled somebody over. He wouldn't cooperate. The officer just kept saying he wanted to see the man's ID. And the man just got worse and worse, and then finally got away, got to his vehicle, crashed it, and died. And he said, Kevin Zadai said that the officer, you could hear him saying, all you had to do was show me your license. And he said that more than once. All you had to do was just show me your driver's license. And that's what I think of here, because it's like God is saying, look, I called you, I warned you, and you didn't answer me. He says right here in verse 4, because when I called, no one answered, and when I spoke, they didn't listen. It's not this big, mean God, psycho God that wants to kill everybody. He warned everyone that they were headed in a direction where they would get hurt. Verse 5, hear Yahweh's word, you who tremble at his word. You brothers who hate you, who cast you out for my name's sake, have said, let Yahweh be glorified that we may see your joy. But it is those who shall be disappointed. A voice of tumult from the city, a voice from the temple, a voice from Yahweh that repays his enemies that they deserve. Before she travailed, she gave birth. Before her pain came, she delivered a son. Who has heard such a thing? Who has seen such things? Shall a lamb be born in a day? Shall a nation be born at once? For as soon as Zion travailed, she gave birth to her children. Shall I bring to the birth and not cause to be delivered, says Yahweh? Shall I cause to give birth? Wait, shall I who cause to give birth shut the womb, says your God? Oh, that's a wonderful question. There are so many questions that come out of the Bible like that. You're saying, I'm the one who caused to give birth. I created the womb. Am I going to shut it? Does that make any sense? You always think, God gave people a mouth to speak. Can he not speak? I mean, that makes no sense. These kind of questions require critical thinking, right? If God who gave Jesus to die so that we could be healed, is he going to make somebody sick? He gave his own son so we could be well. Isn't that fabulous? Let me read verse 9 again. Shall I bring to the birth and not cause to be delivered, says Yahweh? Shall I who cause to give birth shut the womb, says your God? Rejoice with Jerusalem and be glad for her, all you who love her. Rejoice for joy with her, all you who mourn over her, that you may nurse and be satisfied at the comforting breasts, that you may drink deeply and be delighted with the abundance of her glory. For Yahweh says, behold, I will extend peace to her like a river, and the glory of nations like an overflowing stream, and you will nurse. You will be carried on her side, and you will be dangled on her knees. Actually, it says dandled, E-A-N-D, dandled on her knees. As one whom his mother comforts, so I will comfort you. You will be comforted in Jerusalem. You will see it, and your heart will rejoice. Your bones will flourish like the tender grass. Yahweh's hand will be known among his servants, and he will have indignation against his enemies. For behold, Yahweh will come with fire, and his chariots will be like the whirlwind, to render his anger with fierceness and his rebuke with flames of fire. For Yahweh will execute judgment by fire and by his sword on all flesh, and those slain by Yahweh will be many. Those who sanctify themselves and purify themselves to go to the gardens, behind one in the middle, eating pig's meat, abominable things, and the mouse, they shall come to an end together, says Yahweh. For I know their works and their thoughts. The time comes that I will gather all nations and languages, and they will come and will see my glory. I will set a sign among them, and I will send them, those who escape of them to the nations, to Tarshish, Pool, and Lud, who draw the bow, to Tubal and Javan, to faraway islands who have not heard my fame, nor have seen my glory, and they shall declare my glory among the nations. They shall bring all your brothers out of all the nations for an offering to Yahweh, on horses, on chariots, and litters, on mules, on camels, to my holy mountain Jerusalem, says Yahweh, as the children of Israel bring their offspring in a clean vessel into Yahweh's house. Of them I will also select priests and Levites, says Yahweh. For as the new heavens and the new earth, which I will make, shall remain before me, says Yahweh, so your offspring and your name shall remain. It shall happen that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, all flesh will come worship before me, says Yahweh. They will go out and look at the dead bodies of the men who have transgressed me, for their worm will not die, nor will their fire be quenched, and there will be loathsome to all mankind. Well, that's it for today's reading. Thanks for joining me. Shalom, shalom.